Hello and welcome to the 5 key portals opening the womb of creation. I want to thank you for being here with me, ready to take this journey, to embark on this experience with me. And I have to say how much it's just really changed everything for me. I'm a journaler. I write everything down. I have for years. And even though sometimes I throw out the old notebooks, what I realized is this. Sometimes when I go back and I find my journals and a note will step out and it will be right there in my face, it's like, I wrote that? That came through me? Oh my God, I've been looking for that, and if I hadn't taken the time to write it down, I probably would have lost it. So I want to thank you for being here on this journey with me. It means a lot to me. I want to honor your time and I want to honor your commitment to being here, to being present. So today I want to talk a little bit about the elements, because for me with journaling, since I went into my own process, since I went into this place of I'm doing it my way, I have never been one to follow the rules, and I have never been one to do what I'm told. And every time I follow the advice of someone who isn't me, it never works. Does that happen to you too? So here's the thing. While this process might work amazingly well for me, maybe the whole process doesn't work well for you, and that's okay. But what is going to work for you is when you take the time to take the pieces of it that do work for you and discard the rest, right? So I want to talk about the 5 portals. Now, I'm going to tell you 5 elements, but one of them, it's not an element. It's the secret sauce. So, anyway, there's that journey. So I'm going to break it down into 5 videos for you, because it's really important for you to understand not just what the element is itself, but why we journal with it and what it's connected to, and the wisdom and the teachings and all of the great stuff that comes out with it. So the 5 elements, what's the secret? I love that. Okay, so the 5 elements are earth, air, fire, water, and something that I call the vertical flow. That's a secret. So in this video, we're going to talk about the element of earth and why it's important that we start in our journaling with the element of earth. So earth, as we know, it's our foundation, right? It's what we walk on. It's what we sit on. Everything is built from the ground up, right? Everything, even our vegetation, our trees, our flowers, they're rooted in the ground, right? For me, that earth, that's the sacred mother. That's the dark mother. That's where she lives, right? That's where her roots are. But we spend so much time in our head, and we're going to get to that one later. But we spend so much time in here that we forget to get grounded. And let me tell you, let me show you what happens when you're not grounded. Look. Do you see? Do you see that? Yes, I fell. I fell and I fractured my tibia. And I did something to something else inside my knee too. So it's been almost 5 weeks that I have to sit. And I'm not good at sitting. So earth, yes, it's very, very important that we stay grounded, because I fell because I got in my head. I fell because I was so focused on where I was going that I didn't take the proper time to disconnect and say goodbye to where I was leaving. And that was a big thing for me. A lot of that came out in my journaling with earth. So let's talk about earth. Earth is connected to the self, right? We're part of earth. We're part of the earth energy. But there's more than just ourself. Okay, I want you to really think about what it is. When you think about you, when you think about yourself, think about your presence, right? Not only who you are on the outside, that's just part of it. Your outside, the outside reflection of you is from the inside. Excuse me. So it's like when you sit with yourself and you get into your presence, that's when everything changes, because you know what happens when you do that? When you are connected and grounded and rooted into the Earth Mother's energy, then something magical happens, something magical takes place. And suddenly you're like, you feel this strength, you feel this, I can take this stand because I'm rooted and I'm grounded and nothing can ever knock me off of that. But don't let that fool you, okay? Because you get into air, you get into your head, and you're like, oh crap, I did it again. But here's the thing. When you're rooted into earth, when you're grounded into yourself, that's when it changes. Because now you have that charisma. Now you have that presence. Now you have that self-confidence. And nothing or no one can ever take that from you. So that's earth energies, and that's why we journal to earth. Now, some of the ways that we can get grounded, one is writing. When you put pen to paper, I really hope that you write in a journal, like you physically write. And if not, typing on your computer is okay too. But when there's something about that connection, that mind, body, self, earth connection, because what's paper, right? Earth, trees. So when you can get into that and really be in that frequency with earth, there's magic that happens there. There's that their whole sense of being. And then every step that you take in confidence. And the more confidence that you have, the more you start to feel that self-assuredness. Like no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. Nobody has to approve of it but you. Do you see? When you get into that earth energy, people are going to judge you all day long. That's what our humanoids do. That's what we're trained to do. We're conditioned for that. And it's okay. Because judgment isn't just this negative thing that we have all been conditioned to believe when we judge someone else, right? No. Even when you say, oh, look how beautiful she is, how amazing she is, those are judgments, right? So, let's just let go of our attachment to judging and being judged, because honestly, the only one who's doing any judging is ourselves, right? Hold on to that one. So here in the grand scheme of things with the element of earth, it's okay to judge. Because in our confidence and in our journey, we're judging every step of the way. But use it as a marker, right? Use it as a marker that says, I'm off course a little bit. I need to course correct where I'm walking, where I'm stepping so I don't fall down. All of that, right? So hold that in mind, because now here, this is where it gets fun in our journaling. And if you've ever journaled before, and then I know we all have our own way of doing things, right? But it's okay. Just be open to something new. Just be open to trying something different, because you never know. You might find a practice where you're like, oh, that's so cool. I never would have thought of that. Okay, so just be open. So as we start to journal with the element of earth, we're going to get grounded. And we're going to get rooted into the earth energies. And then we're going to say, you can say it out loud. You can say it to yourself. It doesn't matter. we're going to say, I am connecting into the energies of earth, and I call forth the element of earth, and I ask the question, what am I to do for myself today? What can I do for me today? And you be quiet and you listen, because the answer will come. If you have to think about it, if you have to force your way through it, it may not come the way that it's supposed to come. Or maybe it's not even like supposed to come. But the message might not be as true to you as it could have been true for you. So just let that go. So one of the things that I like to do is when I start my journaling in the morning, I like to open up my notebook, which is here. It's really very simple. It's just a composition book. But here inside it is how I journal. Can you see? It's just a simple little book. I always start with day 1. And as you can see here, up here in the corner, it says day 1. And then I always give it a title. Okay, I always give it a title. What am I working on? What do I want to come through? What's important? Sometimes it's about moving forward. Sometimes it's about new beginnings. And other times it's about the 5 portals. The 5 key portals, depending on where I am. Doesn't matter. And then I date it. Everything is dated. I didn't used to date. But then there were times where through horoscopes and astrology, it'd be like, well, if you go back to this date when this was in that or this was happening then you'll know what is surfacing for you. And I would always be like, crap, what was going on? And then I couldn't find it because I didn't date anything. So now I date everything. So when I have to go back to something, it's there. And I know where it is and I know how to find it. And it's been a big part of my journey. So I date it. And then I always start off with Earth. And I'll write the capital E and circle it, you know. And then I put next to it in parentheses self. And maybe I'll take a picture of it so you can see. Better yet, you know what, maybe I'll just make a journal for you. That might be fun. So, and then I put self. And then I close my eyes. And then I connect. I get centered into my own body. I get centered into my own truth. And I get grounded and I get rooted in the earth energies. Can you feel when you do that? Can you feel that connection? It's like magic for me. I love connecting into the earth. And then I connect into the energies of the earth as I call forth the element of the earth. And I ask the question, what is the most important thing I can do for myself today? Where do I need to place my focus today upon myself? What step is the most important step I can take for me today? And I listen. And as I listen, I'm writing. But now I'm not writing because I'm talking to you. And the message that I got right now, it's like you got to be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. Because there's only one you. Right? I know it sounds so cliche, and I know everybody goes, oh, but you're needed because you're the only one that has that version. And, you know, cliches aside, it's true. It's true. So, and then I just journal, and then I just give thanks to the earth, and thanks for the elements. And I move on to the next one. And the next one will be air. So I'll see you with air.